which means it's a very important day for KMS watercolor. I have my Leia's Essential palette that's coming out today in a half an hour, 1 p.m. Eastern time. And so I thought I'd do a swatch with the colors and then use them to create a watercolor painting of my favorite thing, loose florals. So I've already added a droplet of water on each of these little samples. I'm going to start with the matte colors and then move over to the metallics. These are all my favorite KMS watercolors. So let's start with my favorite pink. I spent a lot of time choosing the favorites based on what they would look like together. So I wanted a cohesive palette that could be used to create a few different things. So that's how I went about choosing. So I only wanted one yellow, something that I could lean to for more than one season. So that one's Honey. So I could see this being used for sand, for suns, landscapes, centers for florals. My favorite dusty pink ever. Forest green, my favorite green from KMS, although I do love all her greens. Perfect for winter trees. Floral greenery. Here's Christmas traditions. I ended up choosing this one because it just went with the other colors so beautifully. The blue was so easy to choose. This is Blueberry Cobbler. And then the last one I have here is Vanilla. I was thinking about including a brown. It was a toss-up between pecan pie or gingerbread cookie, and then I figured this one is something that would mix nicely with all these other colors. It's a pretty neutral. Again, pretty versatile. Plus you can make brown with other colors. So these are the mattes from our collaboration palette. And then I have all these metallics as well. So let's start with Peaches and Cream. This is one of my first colors from KMS. Hard to top this one. So that's Peaches and Cream. Hi, Zena. You want to say hi? That's her nose. That's the camera. Very good. Sit down. How cute does Hayride look with peaches and cream? Just as a duo, I think they would look really cute together. Oh, thanks, Frankie. My first art philosophy palette, the vintage colors, I swatched with little hearts. So this is kind of my own personal throwback to how I started swatching colors. Autumn Air is next. Such a pretty blue. Again, fits right in with the other colors, I think. Frankie, you started your snow globe painting yesterday. Awesome. That was our first challenge for Traces with Palacios, this holiday advent calendar that we're doing. Today is ornaments. And then gingerbread is tomorrow. I actually painted live with a Duma yesterday on Instagram, and I'm going to get that uploaded to YouTube so you can paint along. Here's confetti. This was actually my mom's favorite purple, so I had to include it just for that reason. You can definitely feel free to combine challenges. So I have some pine tree in my ornament entry, so you can combine them. You can combine them with other challenges that you see. So floral challenges, because that's what I like. You can always include flowers in any of our prompts. Or if you're doing a landscape challenge, you can always include that as well. Chrome is one of my absolute favorite KMS watercolors. That is a metallic. I fell in love with it instantly. I used it so many times on my holiday cards. It's just perfection. It's my favorite thing. So I had to include it on my Essentials palette. You have to have a nice silver. And this one is really opaque very easily, which I also look for in my metallics. And then C-3PO, there's a couple reasons I chose it actually. My name is Leia. It did come from Star Wars, so just the name alone was almost worth getting a spot in my palette. And I do love all her golds. So it was a tough choice. Golden Face I use a lot. Champagne. So if I had to choose a gold, I wanted one that would work with very little water to wake it up, that it would a little would go a long way, all of that. So in the end, it did turn out to be C-3PO. Look at that. Some metallics do take a little waking up in order to get it a nice smooth finish, but C-3PO is a stunner, and he was one of my favorite characters in Star Wars, so a little personal enjoyment that name got on my palette. So what do you see these colors making together? What would you paint with them? I absolutely adore these colors together. So my idea for this little sketchbook was to have a swatch of a palette. Probably most of these pages will end up being KMS. So have a swatch page and then use the colors to make something on the other side so that I could flip through. I've tried doing little swatch cards, or at least one page of watercolor paper, and then paint everything I have of a certain color grouped together, something like that. And I don't really go back and look at them because they're on loose papers. So that's why I decided to dedicate this little mini sketchbook to that. I'm thinking I'm going to have some flowers using Christmas tradition, some blueberries with this pretty blueberry cobbler. Maybe combine a couple colors, see how they look together. I could do a nice big swatch of all the colors and let them run together, so that's what I might do at the bottom here. Okay. Yeah, there is a little perforated line, so you could tear these out. It's such a small size that I don't see myself tearing it out for any reason. I do want to keep my sketchbook pages together for once. My first couple of sketchbooks I used, I would tear out what I really liked and ended up framing some things. So here we go. Some florals, because that's very me. Okay. Thinking about it. I've painted a few floral compositions with these paints already. This is a small thing, so probably just gonna stick with the round 4. Thank you. I was actually thinking about changing up my holiday nails this weekend, and I had to make 2 tests today. And then that means 2 study guides and lesson plans and all that, so I didn't quite get to what I wanted to accomplish today. Frankie, you got your petal brush in a size 8, so my petals brush, yes, it's amazing. Did you get to paint with it yet? Did you try it out? Oh my gosh, you're gonna love that. All right, so maybe I just want a really loose little garden. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe a couple little flowers in the middle. Let's do that. Couple flowers. Let's do a rose. I love roses. Okay, so my usual start to a rose. Scribbly lines, C curves, kind of alternating where I put my petals. I'm about ready to take some paint off and let that get a little lighter. Draw out some color from what's already on the page. Frankie, you did a really quick little black-eyed Susan type flower. Very nice. You know, I usually use it for leaves myself and not flowers. I really want to see how that looks. Did you post it already? Okay, so I want to get some color bleeds with this pink one. Let's do... kind of a 5 petals flower. I want to show the range of saturated to dilute color we can get with this. Oh yeah, it was just really a quick swatch session, basically. A little practice session. Okay. It's coming together. Let's get a little bit more saturated in the center. Okay, I'm really going micro-mini with my flowers here. We need some vanilla in that action. Let's do another right up against that. And let's add some honey quickly to the center so we can get some color bleeds and mixes. Tess, I'm so happy you think these colors are gorgeous together. It makes me very proud of this little palette. Now I want to add another kind of layer of blooms, so some little buds behind these for another layer. So this color I want to add down here. That's Christmas Traditions. I want this pretty vanilla up at the top. And why not have our dusty pink pop over here? And then we have to get some greenery going before all this dries. So I'll use my petals brush for that and hop into my beautiful forest green here. Okay. So first with little stems. Thank you, Crystal. Let me pull out some little leaves. Diluting it down just a little bit so I get a lighter color. Thank you, Frankie. I did want to get my blue in there, so I want to have some longer branches. And now I have a choice, so I haven't mixed colors really yet. So honey and blueberry cobbler will make a different green. Hi, Zena. She apparently wants to say hello to you. So I'm just grabbing some honey and putting it on my palette and picking up a tiny bit of blueberry cobbler. Let me show you that color. Oh, no, she doesn't need to go out. She needs to get my attention because you have my attention. Mixed with this just a little bit. And closer to a sage now. Just want it to be distinct. Okay. Let's see. Another bit of greenery here and here. I'm looking to mix something so I can have some different berry shades next to each other. Okay, so time for some branches. Get a little bit of height to our mini bouquet here. Probably when I end this live, the palette will be up on the KMS website. I didn't know I'd be painting for so long today. And right here. There we go. Okay. Back to my round 4 for my berries. I'm gonna have some saturated blueberry cobbler, some dilute blueberry cobbler, a little bit of mix. That's a pretty full branch, so I don't want that to drag our eye down to the bottom left so much. I want to balance it over here. And adding a bit of vanilla to my blueberry cobbler gives me this creamy blue, like a dusty blue. Oh my goodness, Frankie. I don't know how to say it in a nice way. Magic. I don't know. How do you get not filtered for saying that? But thank you for the compliment that I didn't see initially. And Crystal, I'm inspiring you to paint today. That makes me so happy. Yes, grab your favorite colors. If you're not sure about what to paint, get festive. It is December. Got lots of prompts over at Traces with Palacios on Instagram. You can just do a whole sheet filled with berries. Just leaves. Oh, Zena. It's okay, I'll be done soon and then you'll have my full attention. Don't tell her that, Frankie. She has so many treats in a day. She knows how to open the door to the pantry, but she is sweet about it. She'll just guilt you into giving her one. So this is my little painting. I just realized I only used my matte colors for this. I didn't use any of my metallics, and I think we should correct that. I think I'm going to throw in a little hayride. Crystal, you have a 2024 calendar, and I need to paint as a gift. Oh my gosh. You know who you should check out if you don't follow her already? Simply Seema. She has blank calendars that she fills once in a while. So if you look at last year's, she's got them posted. Either on Instagram or TikTok, you can find her. She's so sweet. And T-Bach, you can do this. 3 years ago, I wasn't painting. Through lots of practice, I learned how to paint the basics and then put them together. And Highway 61 North, you're so excited to see the new palette. They're absolutely your perfect colors. I do think these reflect me. I think you can see my style, or at least the colors I'm drawn to from this. So that makes me really happy. That was the goal. So let me just add a couple really quick hayride leaves, because it's not a KMS bouquet without some metallics. So let me add in some places some metallics, just to give our greenery a next level. Just a touch. I don't want to overwhelm this piece. That looks really cute. I could definitely see myself adding peaches and cream, some slight pink sparkle in some little places here, something like that. But I just am in love with these colors and so happy to share them with you now. They're available on kmswatercolors.com in 2 minutes. So thanks for joining me. Yeah, gold would look really good, especially dotted right here. Are you about to make me pick up my paintbrush again, Frankie? Okay, a little C3PO. Let's get some dots and dabs going. It's like fairy dust. You can never have too much. Such a beautiful combo. Thank you for joining me as I painted today. You'll find the replay on YouTube. I'll probably end up making a little reel and putting this on Instagram to share this palette. There we go. Look at that. Thank you, Frankie, for that good idea, that little finishing touch. There it is. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Thank you, everyone.